Hey, this is Greg McAfee, and welcome to the Greg McAfee Show. Now let's get started. Hi, and welcome back to the Greg McAfee Show, where we discuss steps to successful entrepreneurship, how to take your business to new heights, and ultimately follow your dreams. Companies, business owners are more concerned about what the competition's doing than what they're doing in their own business, taking care of their team, taking care of their customers, taking care of their growth, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So I remember some great advice that said, focus on yourself, not on what others are doing. You know, I've also heard that if you'll just take care of yourself and quit worrying about other people, you'll be just fine. Okay? Maybe you've heard that too. But according to an article in the Harvard Business Review, the greatest challenge your company faces today is not keeping up with your competitors, but keeping up with your customers' expectations. And that's a fact. All I know is what we do here at McAfee, and I say this often, and I said it this morning on a Facebook Live 20-minute show I have. If you're not part of Iron Sharpens Iron Business Roundtable, feel free to join. We've got over 600 members now in a very short time. And I said it this morning that the only thing I'm worried about concerning my competition is that we are beating them. And that's all. Now, am I concerned about their advertisements? Yeah, I don't want to use the word concerned. I'm interested in their advertisements. I want to see how good they are. I want to see what they're about. I want to see what they're offering. Am I concerned about the conditions of their truck? Yes, that can tell me a lot. A dirty truck or a truck needing updated tells me a lot of the condition of the company. So I'm interested in that. I'm interested in the employee. What do they look like? How do they dress? Again, I can judge the condition of the company, the business condition. Are they in good financial condition? I can judge a lot of things by looking at things. So I am interested in that. And I'm interested in what we hear from customers. We take a lot from what a customer says. If a customer says, we've been using this particular company for many years and we're no longer using them because this happened, I'm interested in that. I want to know that. A matter of fact, without mentioning names on an estimate, we could use that against them. We could say something like, we've been told that a lot. We hear that a lot. Or unfortunately, they've went downhill in the last few years. Maybe it's new management. Maybe it's new ownership. Maybe it's just a financial crunch that they don't know how to handle. But I'll tell you what we're not going to do here at McAfee is we're not going to sit around and worry about what they're doing or be concerned about their growth or what they're average. We're just not going to go there, and we're not focused on them at all. We're focused on us. This is our main concern right here. If we can focus on us and we can continue to improve and we can continue to improve our customer service and we can continue to improve how we hire and how we train and the atmosphere we provide here, we're going to just continue to take market share and continue to grow. And that's our biggest concern. So if you're having issues with worrying about what the customer's doing, here's a few tips that will help you avoid that trap, because it is a trap. It is a trap that you get into, and I've been told that it becomes a habit. it becomes a trap. You get into it, you're constantly doing it, you're constantly worrying about it, and then you start finding yourself copying off of them, which is the worst possible thing you can do. Because when you copy off someone, everyone knows it, your customers know it, your potential customers know it, and they only think of that company you're copying anyway. So copying is not a good idea. Now, if you want to R&D, rob and duplicate some ideas from a company 5 states away, then go for it. I mean, we get our best ideas by doing that. Take that idea and improve it or make it fit your company. That's fine, but don't be copying off someone in your own area, for goodness sake. And it happens all the time in our industry. So here's a few ways to avoid the trap. Number 1, know who you are. Know what you stand for. Know what you can do best. Set your goals from there. And also, which is part of this, knowing who you are. Reduce your social media. That doesn't mean reduce your being on social media for your company. It means reduce you being on social media because you're constantly looking at other companies on social media, which causes you to fall into the trap. And don't believe everything you read. Just because it's on the internet, just because it's on social media, does not mean it's true. And this can also be for a lot of these social media forums in your industry where people they just feel the need to brag and share what they do, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Number 2, choose wisely who you hang with, what you read, and what you watch. Garbage in, garbage out. Choose wisely who you hang with. Hang around positive people. Hang around people who are encouraging. Hang around people who want to help you. Hang around people who are making things happen. They're a great inspiration, and they help you get to that next level. We've talked about this before, but you've heard the saying, you become most like the 5 people you hang around. So it's very important to choose wisely who you hang around, and it's very important to choose what you read. If what you're reading is not helping you grow, then quit reading it. If what you're watching is only negative news, quit watching it. We need to watch things. There's some inspirational YouTube videos for business owners that can be very encouraging. Matter of fact, we're interviewing someone today, younger guy, been in the industry for about 4 years, and he said he's addicted to watching HVAC YouTube, how to do it. And he can't get enough on learning how to do something better, how to understand something better. And we're interviewing him right now as I record this, and I'm excited about it. It's just good to get someone in that is motivated about the industry and wants to continue to learn. And I hope we make him an offer. I hope he accepts, and I hope we go from there. Number 3, indulge your creativity. Write more. Learn to write. Write an article. I challenge you rather on some things. Write about you. Write what you would like someone to read about you. This is how I grew up. This is how I learned this. This is what I do, and this is where I want to be. Start writing about yourself. Again, read more. Do some crossword puzzles. Do some other kind of puzzles. But indulge your creativity. Get more creative. You cannot come up with some really serious, good ideas for your company if you're not learning yourself how to be more creative. The ones that are lacking creativity are the ones out there copying their competitor. Number 4, what I can do more of is exercise. Walk. Exercise. It boosts creativity and it gives you a greater, bigger imagination. It's been said and studies have been done on this, but those who exercise have a bigger imagination and more creativity. Number 5, help others. You know, there's a lot of charities in your area. There is a lot of nonprofits, but helping others will take the focus off you. And just so you know, it's the best way to reduce depression. It's the best way to reduce a downer day. Go help someone. It's inspiring. It gives you energy. It helps them, but it helps you. It's a win-win. And, you know, Theodore Roosevelt said, comparison is the thief of joy. It steals your joy. You know, always comparing yourself to someone else or to another company. My friend Ken Goodrich is a leader in our industry nationwide. And he just texted me the other day and shared with me what they did their first quarter in revenue. And I'm extremely happy for them. I mean, they're breaking records galore. And his words were, who would have dreamt this at one time? I mean, who would have dreamt we're doing this much? And but I'm not sitting around kicking rocks wondering why we can't do that much. There's a huge difference between his company and my company. And I consider his company big business and my company small business. I'm number 1 in my territory, but I'm still a small business. And I can't do what he can do. Kudos to him for doing it. Kudos to his company. Kudos to his leadership. But I'm doing my best, and I'm doing exactly what I'm called to do. And I'm happy doing it. I'm not sitting around pouting that they're doing so much and I'm not. It's not in my makeup. It's not what I do. My goals are set. I'm shooting for my goals. He's shooting for his goals. And that's the way it should be. If you get caught up in what other people are doing and how much they're doing, and you let that get to you, it'll take you down. But the small business market should not compare itself to a big business market. It's totally different. It's not to say that I can't learn from Ken Goodrich. I'm a sponge around Ken Goodrich. What he says, I'm a sponge. I'm taking it in. And I learn from people like that. It's just that it's like looking into a funhouse mirror. It's completely different. Completely different. It's not comparing apples to apples. We always use that in sales for the customer. You're not comparing apples to apples. You're comparing apples to us, an orange, right? So it's different. Don't get caught up in that. Sure, you should strive to be the best. Strive to be your best. Strive to be to dominate in your market. Strive for that. Shoot for that. Work hard for that. But don't get caught up when someone's a big business and you're a small business. You can't compare yourself to that. You can only learn from it. You know, I looked up the definition of competition, and it's defined as whenever 2 or more parties strive to meet a common goal that cannot technically be shared. For business, this goal is typically tied to sales, to customers, but can also include brand awareness. So competition is taking market share, dominating in brand awareness. You know, I said something the other day that at McAfee, we do very well at closing sales. It's an extremely high number, and every time I share it with someone, I'll always have people texting me or writing me or emailing me concerned about we're doing it wrong and that's why our numbers are so high. But we average closing sales somewhere between 85 and 90% closing ratio. That means out of 10 estimates we run, we're going to close 8.5 to 9 of them. I could say we're 32 years of being an overnight success. We know what we're doing. We've practiced this. We've read a lot. We've taken the best courses. But most importantly, we've built a solid brand. And I mentioned this the other day, that you can take all the sales classes in the world and all the closing classes in the world, but if you don't have a solid brand, you cannot close as many sales. So I can teach you our techniques on closing, and some of you've been through the course, and some of you've increased your sales substantially. Why others don't take it is beyond me. But if you don't have that solid brand awareness or that solid brand strength, you will not be able to close as many sales as you could. The competitor to be feared is one who never bothers about you at all, but goes on making his own business better all the time. Thank you, Henry Ford. I've read almost everything there is to know about Henry Ford, including Harvey Firestone and Thomas Edison. They hung around each other. But Henry Ford said, the competitor to be feared. In other words, if you want to be a competitor that's feared by others, quit focusing on others and focus on yourself and continue to make your business better every day, all the time. And years ago, one of our employees said his dad was at a local restaurant having coffee in the morning, and there was another heating and air conditioning company, I'm not going to say competitor, because there's a big difference between other heating and air conditioning companies and competitors. We have 500 heating and air conditioning companies in Dayton, and we compete with less than what's on one hand. But this company was in a restaurant. They had their team meeting in there. There was approximately 15 to 20 of them in there. And they said, the dad of one of our employees was sitting there having coffee. He was in a distance reach of hearing. And they said, what is a company around here that's excelling? Instantly, the name McAfee came up. How can we be like McAfee? I about fell out of my chair. It's a heating and air conditioning company. They're in Dayton, Ohio. They have 15 or so employees. And instead of sitting in a company meeting and sharing inspirational stories on how they can continue to improve and take care of their team and customers, they're trying to be like McAfee. And he said, it went on. Here's what McAfee does. List McAfee's strengths. And they just kept talking about McAfee. The whole company, they were talking about McAfee the whole company meeting. I was honored. I wish I could have called all their employees and pulled them our way after that. That's a not what to do, folks. What not to do at a company meeting. Okay, so personally, I want to know enough about my competition to know that I'm beating them. I watch their ads. I look at their trucks, their team, their facilities. We participate often in market studies. We've been on top of those studies for years. Once I look at the study, I see the McAfee name at top. I see where we're ranked. We're moving on. We're moving on to the next year. It's the trophy that we got in high school. It's not up on my mantle anymore, folks. It's the trophy that we won here for best places to work. Now, I will tell you, it's still up on a mantle because we have our mantles and they're just kind of spread out with our accolades and trophies and all that stuff. It's still up there, but I'm not going up there every day and looking at it going, oh yeah, I remember when we won that. So I do want to know how many competitors we have. That's important to me. So the best way I find that out is finding out how many competitors or how many go up against us on a sales call, or who did we just take a customer from, that kind of stuff. So we do track that. It's important to us. How many competitors do you have? Now, when I ask that question in a boot camp, I get a wide variety of answers. Because some of you folks you just don't have 500 companies in your territory. You have 2,000 or more. And a lot of you think that they're all competitors, but they're not. Very few will you ever go up against. So we do have 500, and 100 of them will go out of business, and 100 of them will start up. And we had about 500 when I started 32 years ago. So, like Henry Ford, know what really counts in your business. Focus on your business and achieving your goals, your mission, your vision. Focus on your organization. Focus on your team, your people, your products. It's important. By the way, products are very important. We look around for the best products. I'm willing to pay more for a product made in the USA. That's a personal issue. I like made in the USA products. If I have to spend $5 or $10 more for a part that's made in the USA, let me tell you what that does for us. That part is less likely to break down. That's another class. I'm passionate about it, if you can't tell. But focus on your products. Focus on your service. Make it better rather than trying to be like someone else all the time. Know them, but focus on you. Focus on your business and what you do best. And then your grass will automatically be greener. And you don't have to worry about their grass, okay? So before we wrap up, if you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe below. You can also support this podcast by rating and reviewing on iTunes or on your preferred listening platform. Keep listening. It's only going to help your company get to that next level. It's only going to help you grow, and as always, it's going to help you sleep better at night. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Greg McAfee Show. No spaces and no underscores. Be sure to tune in next week because I'll be honest with you, I don't have a topic yet, but it's going to be good. And as always, thanks for listening. Have a great day, and I'll see you then.